Hi, John Gillespie here with the AI Razor. We've audited dozens of n8n and Zapier workflows, and the same 5 problems show up in almost every one. Some of them are costing businesses thousands a month on wasted API calls. One of them is a security issue that could lead to a breach costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars and reputational damage. I'm going to show you all 5 over the next several videos and how to spot them in your own workflows, along with exactly how to fix each one. Today we'll cover one that keeps me up at night. Open your n8n instances right now and check your code nodes. If you see an API key pasted directly into the JavaScript, and I promise you most of you do, that key is visible in every execution log. Every person with access to your n8n instance can see it. Every workflow export has it in plain text. The fix takes 60 seconds. Move every key to the n8n credentials UI. Reference it with an HTTP request node or use the credentials injection pattern. I will show you how. Okay, so if you open the workflow that you have your hard-coded API keys in, here are the steps that you need to take to remediate that problem. First of all, you need to, up at the front of your workflow, you probably need to add a code node, a config code node. And basically what you're going to do in here is have some JavaScript where you actually put all of the credentials that you create in your n8n credentials file into here, and basically the nodes downstream will take advantage of those. Then basically, you'll have this auth guard key, which basically the webhook uses to secure from unauthorized people giving your webhook a call, and you need a webhook secret. This I will change after this video, but this is what it looks like. If it will protect, and your webhook will know that secret, and there'll be an environment file on your web server that it will go and query that in order to come back with the right security key to get through. Then the next thing we had to go, because there was hard-coded API keys in a number of these code nodes, right? So in the fetch all data, if I scroll down to line 7 to 9, you see here's a couple hard-coded API keys. You don't need to get rid of the URL, but you definitely want to get rid of those API keys. And then you are going to replace it with one line. And this one line will reference your JSON secrets, and it's here you can see that basically it's got the Superbase URL, it's got the Superbase key, and the FMP key. It's another module that we use with Occam's financials. So that takes care of the 2 in this node. And then I'll go to the next one down the line, update the AI evaluation narrative. And I've got a few keys here that I need to get rid of. that's it for this node. And I'm going to go through the workflow. There's another node in here. Here we go. A little more hard-coded keys. Okay, so we updated all of the hard-coded keys that are in this workflow, and what I need to do is republish the workflow, and I think we're good now, and I need to bring up n8n's. Right now it's running evaluation, and if I didn't get all of the keys out of there, it would fail on me. And it's not surprising that you might have this in here. When people are working hard to get the first version of something out, you're often not doing the best practices that you should. But this is something that's very important because, you know, financially you can lose a lot, and reputationally, especially if you're a larger business or if you're putting your customers' data at risk, you can be open to lawsuits. And even errors and omissions insurance doesn't cover, you know, bad practices. So the valuation for Apple came back. So this worked very well and gave you kind of a high-level overview of the steps that you need to do to basically replace your keys. One thing that I didn't do earlier, skipped over it, and we'll go back into it now, is that you would need to go and create your credentials with the keys that you're going to use, and this is where you store them in the n8n credentials file, and that way it's not getting exposed every time you export it or have logs that people could potentially see. Anyway, stay tuned for more of these. We got 5 of them talking about our audit problems that we uncover. If we check out our website, that you can get a free auditing tool that will audit all of your n8n nodes, and it'll be in the comment sections for this video.